Hello, and welcome to Millennium News TV 24/7 Daily Global News Update in English. My name is Todd Goldfinger, and here are today's top headlines. Thank you for being with us. News story number 1. Tunisia and Libya took back 276 sub-Saharan migrants stranded in a desert region along the border between the two countries and brought them to shelters on Thursday. Tunisia has been blamed for dumping the migrants in the sizzling heat in the no-man's land near the border post of Ras Yadir. Libya said Wednesday that 27 migrants from sub-Saharan Africa were found dead by Libyan authorities in the western desert near the Tunisian border. Tunisia's coast, and specifically the eastern port city of Sfax, has recently taken over from Libya as the main jumping off point for African migrants setting off in fragile boats for Europe across the Mediterranean Sea. Next news. News story number 2. The federal judge overseeing the 2020 election conspiracy case against Donald Trump will hear arguments Friday over a request by prosecutors for a protective order seeking to bar the former president from publicly disclosing evidence shared by the government. The protective order sought by special counsel Jack Smith's team has become an early flashpoint in the case, accusing the Republican of illegally scheming to subvert the will of voters and cling to power after he lost to Democrat President Joe Biden. Protective orders aren't unusual in criminal cases, and they're different from gag orders that bar parties from talking publicly about an ongoing case outside the courtroom. But lawyers for Trump, who has rallied against prosecutors and U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan on social media and during campaign events, say the proposed protective order goes too far and would restrict Trump's free speech rights. Next news. News story number 3. Ron DeSantis largely dismissed his own decision to replace his campaign leadership team as he returned to Iowa on Thursday in the midst of a weeks-long reset. The Republican presidential hopeful also made no mention of the 2 rounds of campaign layoffs he made recently in response to unexpected fundraising troubles. Instead, the Florida governor leaned into his central message, a self-described war on woke, and flashed a big smile as he courted an audience of roughly 200 cheering Republicans gathered at a family restaurant for the first of 4 scheduled stops on his latest bus tour through the first in the nation caucus state. Next news. News story number 4. The Supreme Court on Thursday temporarily blocked a nationwide settlement with OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma that would shield members of the Sackler family who own the company from civil lawsuits over the toll of opioids. The justices agreed to requests from the President Biden administration to put the brakes on an agreement reached last year with state and local governments. In addition, the High Court will hear arguments before the end of the year over whether the settlement can proceed. Next news. News story number 5. An Arizona judge has rejected the state Democratic Party's lawsuit targeting the new No Labels Party, which many Democrats fear will boost former President Donald Trump's bid to return to the White House. Secretary of State Adrian Fontes properly recognized No Labels as a political party earlier this year. Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Catherine Cooper wrote in a decision dated Monday. Cooper rejected Democratic claims that there were deficiencies in the paperwork, no labels filed, but said she may allow Democrats to refile the lawsuit with new arguments. In quotes, "This is an important win for American democracy and a testament to the power of over 41,000 Arizona voters who signed to give no labels ballot access in Arizona." End quotes. No Labels leaders Benjamin Chavis Jr. and Jay Nixon said in a statement. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you.
Welcome to the world of Millennium News 24. We bring news, we analyze news, and we make a bridge between you and the eventful world. 24/7 Millennium News 24 team is at your service. Don't miss today's America, Editorial Today, and Global Democracy with host Tofader Noor. Millennium News 24 is available to be watched free for all LED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jadoo TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Millennium TV 24 News, news you need to know.
Hello and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Daily Global News Update in English. My name's Todd Goldfinger and here's the continuation of today's top headlines. Thank you for being with us. News story number 6. A leftist political activist taking part in a protest days before national primary elections in Argentina died of a heart attack that he suffered while being detained by police Thursday, authorities said. Video posted on the Instagram account of Susana Maresca, an independent photojournalist, shows Buenos Aires City Police pinning the man face down on the pavement when Maresca starts yelling, he's purple, he's going to suffer an attack, he's purple," end quotes. The video shows officers then turning the unresponsible man over and performing CPR on him before he was taken to the hospital. He later died, the city government said in a statement. Next news. News story number 7. The 4 members of a suburban Chicago household who died after a shooting this week were identified Thursday, including the suspected aggressor. Authorities have not said what sparked the violence in unincorporated Crystal Lake early Wednesday. 3 women were killed and a 4th badly wounded. A news release from the McHenry County Sheriff's Office on Thursday gave no update on the wounded woman's condition. She has not been identified. The shooter died after being taken to a hospital in serious condition, but his cause of death was not listed in Thursday's report by McHenry County Coroner Dr. Michael Rain. The coroner identified the 3 women as Lauren Smith Song, 32, Una Song, 49, and Chang Song, 73. The suspected aggressor was 44-year-old Jean Song. Autopsies were to be performed Thursday, Rain said. Next news. News story number 8. When in-person school resumed after pandemic closures, Rosemary Negron and her 11-year-old son both noticed a change. Schools seemed less welcoming. Parents were no longer allowed in the building without appointments, she said, and punishments were more severe. Everyone seemed less tolerant, more angry. Negron's son told her he overheard a teacher mocking his learning disabilities, calling him an ugly name. Her son didn't want to go to school anymore, and she didn't feel he was safe there. Across the country, students have been absent at record rates since schools reopened during the pandemic. More than a quarter of students missed at least 10% of the 2021 to 2022 school year, making them chronically absent, according to the most recent data available. Before the pandemic, only 15% of students missed that much school. Next news. News story number 9. The Federal Election Commission has begun a process to potentially regulate AI-generated deepfakes in political ads ahead of the 2024 election, a move advocates say would safeguard voters against a particularly insidious form of election disinformation. The FEC's unanimous procedural vote on Thursday advances a petition asking it to regulate ads that use artificial intelligence to misrepresent political opponents as saying or doing something they didn't, a stark issue that is already being highlighted in the current 2024 GOP presidential primary. Next news. News story number 10. Groups opposed to Maine's new law expanding abortion access won't attempt to nullify the statute through a so-called people's veto referendum. Republican Representative Laurel Libby, leader of the Speak Up for Life group, said Wednesday that allies have decided to focus their resources on electing candidates who are opposed to abortions instead of collecting signatures and running a referendum campaign. In quotes, "At the end of the day, we want to put our effort into the most effective place possible," end quotes. Libby, a Republican from Auburn, told the Associated Press. "That means flipping legislative seats," she said, "particularly in the Maine House." This has been the Daily Global English News update of Millennium News TV 24/7. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Todd Goldfinger. Please log in to get the latest news on all of our social networking sites. That means Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. On TikTok, we are Millennium News 24. Also, our YouTube channel is News Channel M24. Viewers, now on network broadcasting, Android and iOS devices, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, also all smart TV platforms. Please enjoy our entertainment, our latest news, views, and editorials, our Millennium TV apps, Millennium TV USA Android, Millennium News Google, www.millenniumtv24.com. Please stay with Millennium News 24/7. Thank you, and God bless you wherever you are. Peace.